like when you see the same people every single week, on your favorite TV show, we develop these relationships with them. And we've never even seen these people. And then we go and buy magazines to see what they do in their personal life. We even like the bad guys. So it's very, very important. If you're not on video, you cannot build this relationship as fast. And as I said just before we started recording, you will be left behind, and the people that don't have your experience, that don't have your knowledge or your skills, will get your clients because they're on video, for this simple reason. So super important. And in 2022 we're pushing even more for video.
It's your girl Melissa with Stop Playing in Life, and our guest today is Monika, a video marketing expert. I didn't know how to pronounce her name, so I'll let her introduce herself. Thanks for coming, Monika.
Thank you so much, Melissa. I know people pronounce it all kinds of different ways, and they even spell my first name incorrectly. So my first name is Monika, and everybody knows how to spell Monika, but in Europe, where I'm from originally, we spell it with a K. And here's an interesting story. I went to the markets one day, and the coffee guy asked me how to spell my name, for the coffee cup. And I said Monika with a K. So when my coffee came out, it said Konica. And I was like, oh my God.
Really?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, really. My last name is pronounced Mileva. And yeah, I know that it's it's a funny name to pronounce, but that's almost people call me Monika. That's why I introduce myself as just Monika.
Well, you have a very pretty last name.
Thank you.
So Monika, tell us about you and how you got into the online space.
Okay, so I have been in business for over a decade. However, I did start with a local service-based business. I was a vet nurse for a long time. And then when my team broke up, I kind of went, I've missed a few years of my son's life, so I need to do something to spend more time with him. So I opened up a pet sitting and dog walking company, which grew quite a bit. I had like 6 or 7 pet sitters at some point and was doing really, really well. But around 2015, 2016, I started doing my own ads for my own company. And then I kind of got hooked on it because I'm a very techie person. So, and the online world was buzzing by then. So I slowly started looking at what I can do differently. I found ClickFunnels at the end of 2016. So in 2017, I invested fully into ClickFunnels. I started learning. Then I got contracted by a coach for 14 months to go and teach at his mentorship, which is only a couple of hours from me on the beach. Beautiful house. I was there for 3 days every month, teaching funnels and a little bit of digital marketing. Then I upskilled because I thought just doing funnels is not enough. Then I upskilled with ads, especially Facebook ads, and slowly started learning, YouTube ads and all that. And then by 2018, video was the thing. I mean, people didn't know there is a thing, but it was the thing. You could see the trend on social media, how every single platform is starting to prioritize video. So I slowly started pivoting a little bit, still using my other skills, because you do need to have the skills for funnel making and advertising, because like you can do a lot of lead generation organically, but at some point, if you want to scale, you do need to start using ads. So all these skills were perfect for me. And I started pivoting a little bit and moving into the video world, which started with me. And I have a long history of love-hate relationship with being on camera. I used to be a photographer a lifetime ago, so I'm very comfortable behind the camera, but I'm not so comfortable in front of it. And we can talk about this story if you want to, why this happened. So it kind of took me a while to get myself in front of the camera, to get comfortable, to start doing videos for myself. And then I started implementing it slowly into my agency. And now since last year, I'm fully invested into video, into teaching people video. This year I've ventured into one-to-many programs. Yeah, video has become like the prominent thing in my business.
Everyone with a voice in marketing talks about video. Needs to be on video, you need to be seen, et cetera, et cetera. As a video strategist yourself, why do you encourage entrepreneurs to include video in their marketing?
Because number one, if you want to be on social media, you have to be aware that right now, every single social media prioritizes video views. So if you compare a video and a text post, you will see how much more the platforms are pushing the video content out. And not to mention your short form video, because we all have, a tiny little attention spans now. Look at what's happening with Reels and TikTok. They're exploding. People are getting hundreds of thousands of followers within 6 months on TikTok. There's a lot of statistics around, but and they all say that people build better relationships with you when they see you on video. And I always, when I talk about this, about relationship building, I always try to tell people about how we feel about television, especially TV shows. Like when you see the same people every single week, on your favorite TV show, we develop these relationships with them. And we've never even seen these people. And then we go and buy magazines to see what they do in their personal life. We even like the bad guys. So it's very, very important. If you're not on video, you cannot build this relationship as fast. And as I said just before we started recording, you will be left behind, and the people that don't have your experience, that don't have your knowledge or your skills, will get you clients because they're on video for this simple reason. So super, super important. And in 2022, we're pushing even more for video.
What typical problems do most of your customers face when it comes to like being on the camera?
One of the biggest problems people have is how uncomfortable they feel in front of the camera. Even people, I've had a couple of clients that were really good at speaking on stage, but they were terrible at speaking on camera, because on stage you see the people, you can feel the energy, you can feed off this energy, you can take visual cues. But when you're doing a video, it's just you and that little dot there that you're staring at. So it's very unnerving, and at some point you just need to kind of lean into it and go with it until such point that it's not going to bother you anymore. But there's no other way. Like, you will never ever become comfortable unless you practice.
I don't know, I feel like I'm the opposite, because I can get on the camera with just me and pre-record a video, but if it's like a live, I can't do it. I'm like, I don't know what to say to these people. I'm stumbling over words. I'm like just scared. I guess it's the introvert in me just crumbling.
Yeah, it could be either one. And I still feel uncomfortable. I still feel uncomfortable in front of the camera, and especially with lives. You're right. Lives are a lot more, you're under a lot more pressure when you're on a live, because you cannot delete it. Like, you're there. There's no turning back. And especially if there's people watching, there's really not turning back. So I always think that, like, when I'm on live, I never ever think about the camera. I never ever think that I'm live. And I always try to think only about the stuff that I want to say, basically. It's kind of like a thing that I do for myself. Like, because as soon as I start thinking, am I live? How many people are watching? Are they judging me? And I'm done. Like, my voice starts shaking. I start forgetting what I want to say. And it's just becoming one big mess. But one way.
In other words, you mentally prepare yourself to do it and just be like, okay, it's just me right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You kind of have to psych yourself into doing it. And there's a few, like with my program that we're just talking about, I give people exercises that they can do beforehand, to relax themselves, to to slow the heartbeats down, to get their voice a bit better. So there's a lot of things you can do beforehand that will calm you down a little bit, and remove those nerves a little bit.
Okay, when you're structuring your content to market your services to different demographics, because we're talking about programs right now, do you find customers that are under 30 respond better to video, while customers who are older respond better to like text and pictures?
No, everybody responds the same way to video because we've all grown up watching TV. Unless your customers were born in the 1920s when they didn't have TV. Yeah, I think that if your customers are born from the 50s onwards, you're okay. You're okay, because we all watch TV every single day. And if we're not watching TV, we're watching Netflix. If we're not watching Netflix, we're watching Amazon Prime or Disney. We keep watching video. Like, I haven't turned my radio on, I think, since 2015.
Well, I'm a music person, so I listen to the radio. Let me stop lying. I watch the videos and listen to music.
There you go.
I just thought about that.
I watch podcasts. Like, if I know that this podcast is streaming either live or it has a video on YouTube, like with the same podcast, I would choose to watch it on video rather than listen to the podcast.
I'm a frequent podcaster. I listen to them all the time, but I agree. I also would be like, okay, let me see what they was doing, because I'm nosy as hell. Like, I can be nosy. Like, even when I'm on my Twitter, I even tweet about like shows. That's what I do. When I'm on my Twitter, I'm tweeting about the show. Even while I'm watching the show, I'm tweeting about the show.
Yeah. So we connect so much better. Just think about it. When you watch people, like when you listen to them, you can only imagine who they are, how they look, how they move and all that. When you see them on video, you can see all that straight away. Mm-hmm. You can see their body language. You can see the way they express themselves. It's just, the connection is so much bigger. It's so much deeper when you watch people on video.
I don't know. I feel like, I like when people interact with me when I'm on the video though. Like, I don't like to teach a class. I want to be like interactive class, like me talking and then somebody responding to me. That's why I think I don't like the live thing.
But you can teach a class that is live, and you can structure it so it's interactive all the time. You can teach a tiny little bit and they have a little Q&A, so you can get this feedback. Then you can teach another tiny little bit and then have another Q&A. Nobody is saying that you have to follow a specific structure. I know that a lot of gurus are teaching, no, this is how you have to do it. You have to have the intro, you have to have, the 20-minute intro that you're doing that nobody cares right now because they've just met you. Then you have to have this pitchy, salesy teaching, and then you have to have another 15 minutes of a pitch. No, you can do whatever you want, however you want to structure your videos or classes, you can do it. As long as you're helping people. This is my main thing, especially if it's a class or a mini training, whatever it is, if it's not just a Q&A. If you're helping people, it doesn't matter how you structure your videos. As long as you help them move one step further into a positive direction and they get a result if they implement whatever you taught them.
I love that. I was going to ask you, like, in your early stages of developing your video business, did you have a mentor or coach helping you?
Not for video. It's so funny. I was so scared that I had to do it myself. I could not do it with somebody. Like, it's, and I'm paying, I'm in Grant Cardone's mentorship now. I'm paying for other high-end masterminds, and I've never, ever gotten a video coach. It's, yes, I know.
It's funny because my coach recently told me that I need, because I do mindset and money mindset, but I also need a mindset coach. Even though I don't do that kind of stuff. Like, I need a mindset coach because I am one. And that's like my biggest area where I need help. Which is crazy.
I know. So sometimes we don't know what we need. And I believe I would have moved much quicker if I got a coach. But I was so deathly afraid of the camera that I couldn't bring myself to ask somebody for help. That's how bad I was.
I don't know. I think I'm sort of like a daredevil because I just jump on like, okay, I'm scared, but I'm just about to do it, afraid, whatever.
Yeah. And the other thing is, a lot of people, now this is the other side of the coin. People are not afraid of the camera. They're perfectly fine. And even if they're scared, they still do it. They'll just push through it. But then those videos have absolutely no substance, or they're not strategic. Like they're just on video because somebody told them you have to be on a video.
That was me before too. So I was like, you just need to be on video. I'm like, I'm not going to be on video. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Like, be on video for what?
Yeah, you will see, if you scroll through your social media, whichever social media, you will see so many people getting on video with absolutely no goal, no idea where that video will take them. And the most important thing, and again, especially if you're doing these videos for business, I never ever talk about your lifestyle videos or the videos that you want to connect. You connect with friends and family. These are fine. You can do whatever you want. But if it's a business video, you do need to understand that you have to hook them within the first 10 seconds. You have to hook them with something. Otherwise, they're not watching anymore. You have to have like a middle bit that is the meat and potato, where you're actually giving people quality content, like something they can implement, something that you can help them with, something, whether it's mindset, whether it's selling, whether it's marketing, it doesn't matter what it is, but it has to be like really, really valuable. And you have to have some sort of a call to action at the end, which is not, every time I say call to action, people are like, well, I cannot sell on every single video. And I'm like, you don't have to sell on every single video. Your call to action can be, tell me about your opinion. Comment below with your opinion. Tell me what you think. Message me with your story. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be a salesy call to action. It's all about engagement and connection.
I find it funny that a lot of people don't even know what call to action means, like really what it even means.
Yeah, it means connect with me, talk to me, or follow me to the next step. This is all a call to action is.
Right. What are some benefits of working with you? Let me just say that. What's some benefits of working with you? Somebody was interested in working with you.
Number one, I have been there. Whoever tells me they're not feeling good on video or they have the excuses, I was the queen of excuses not to get on video. I have been there. I know exactly where people come from. I've ran an agency for quite a while. So I've seen all sorts of people. I've seen where people struggle, where people need to improve, how video works in marketing, how video actually gets people from cold to sold, not just, people scrolling through your videos because they're not interesting or because there's no substance to them. So I kind of like to look at myself as the whole thing. Like, I'm not just going to teach you how to be good on camera because people teach that. I'm not just going to teach you how to create a client getting frameworks, but I'm going to teach you how to marry, your videos with your marketing, how to follow up. It's just because of my agency work, I have developed a whole system that I follow.
I like how you said marry. Because it's like a binding. I like that.
Yeah. Because you cannot do one without the other.
That's true. That's, girl, I'm thinking in my head, the wheels are turning.
Yeah, you have to have, and I don't like my proven step-by-step system, because that doesn't work. If it works for my business, it doesn't work for your business. I teach people how to create their own frameworks with their own assets, with their own traffic sources, with their own offers. So I will teach you the groundwork. I will give you the foundations, and I'll tell you, this is how you need to structure it. But then what goes where depends on you. And how it goes in those places depends on you.
I love that, because I've been in so many cookie cutter programs that is like ridiculous. And a lot of them have not worked. A lot of them was wasting my money. So it's like, absolutely. I feel like I don't like when coaches be like, oh, I have this proven system, and if you just do these step by steps, but then I get into the program and then you have no direction for me whatsoever. It's like, okay, just follow these modules and that's it for you. And I'm like, what?
And it's not just that. What I found, because I've been in the same predicament, like my proven step-by-step system, if I follow these steps, they're not working for me. I had a coach who told me that I post too much, and I have to post these, 2 or 3 times a week with specific posts. And I stopped getting any engagement at all. And they sounded like, my posts sounded exactly the same every single week. And it was like, am I reposting the same stuff every single week? Even though, whatever I was posting was different, it just felt like so unauthentic, because I wasn't that type of person. It's not how I expressed myself. It was not how I engage with my audience. It wasn't working for me. And I tried it. I honestly tried it, I think, for 2 months. And it wasn't working. And then I said that that's not for me. So that's why I do not like my proven step-by-step system. I like frameworks.
Yeah, that's what I do in my own program too, because I feel like as a coach, you should be able to know when your client needs to pivot. If this isn't working for them, okay, let's pivot to something else. Like, I'm not just going to be taking your money and nothing's happening for you. Yeah.
I like to think of frameworks as a foundation for a house. Mm-hmm. Every house needs a foundation. Like, you cannot build a house without it. And every foundation needs, bits for plumbing and bits for electricity, built into it before you start building the house. But then when you start building the house, it could be, a tiny home, could be a mansion.
This is true.
But they all have those infrastructures underneath, the foundations. So this is what frameworks are. They just kind of guide you through the customer journey, and then you plug your own thing in it.
What's the most satisfying part about working with your clients?
I think number one is the people that have always been hiding. I love seeing them in the group going live and just going for it. It's so gratifying to see people just come out of their shell and blossom. And the other part is when people come back to you and say, hey, I did these couple of videos and I had 15 people raise their hand that they want to talk to me.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So, I really like to see people that have really struggled, then to see them how they blossom through every step of the process. Because I can tell you, if I'm working with somebody that is super good, like a movie star or Gary V or somebody like that, I will not feel this satisfaction because they're 100 times better than me. Like if Angelina Jolie calls me and goes, hey, can you help me with my videos online? I'll be intimidated.
I'll be happy because she's one of my favorite actresses. So I'm like, girl, yes, please sign up.
Yeah, because these people, they're trained for years and years and years. And, even if you can help somebody like this to plug their videos into their marketing, it's still doesn't feel as gratifying as when you see people blossom who have been, hiding or who don't know how to do it. It's a little bit like working for corporations or working for small businesses.
Yeah. Visibility is more than just getting on a video. How important is it, like an entrepreneur trying to gain more customers and clients, if they're only online? How important is it?
The important thing is, and I say this all the time again, you do not need to sell on every single platform, but you do need to be visible on more than one platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Because like maybe 10 years ago, we were all on Facebook when Facebook was a thing. And it was like one platform, one message, all that. But if you think about your ideal clients, I can guarantee you 99% of them are on YouTube as well, because they go and watch other stuff. Probably over 70 to 80% are on, even more, depending on your demographic and your product and service, are on Instagram. If you business to business, they're definitely on LinkedIn. So you need to find the platforms where your people are and be visible there. And with video, it's so easy, because you only need to create one strategic video per week, and then you can pull all your social media content out of it. So you don't even have to think about, oh, I have to research, I have to curate, I have to do. No, you can do all that out of your own video. And then you're actually more authentic. And like, do you see the same quote on like 100 different posts by some famous person?
Yes.
Yeah. How boring does it get after a while? I mean, it's exactly the same thing.
Keep scrolling. That's how boring it is.
Yeah. But if you pull a quote, some gold nugget that you just came up in your video, that's pretty cool, pretty original.
Yeah. I do that all the time with my podcast. Like when I do my solo podcast and I re-listen to them, I'm like, oh, that was a good one. Like it's just random stuff coming out of my head, and I'm like, that's a good call. Let me pull that out of there.
Yeah. So all you need to do is either put it on a colored background or something with your picture on it, and it's a completely unique and original post.
I love that idea. I didn't think, let me do one video a year and just make a whole bunch of stuff from that one video.
Yeah, so it's not that hard. All you have to do is come up with one idea for one video, one every week. That's it.
Right. That's cool. I want to talk about books, because I've never read any books about video marketing. Do you have any recommendations for some? Like if somebody never, books.
Not on video. Not on video, no, because I'm a video person. I watch videos. But books that I read are like, one of my favorite books is Never Split the Difference, which was written by Chris Voss, who used to be an FBI hostage negotiator.
I read I have it on my audio books. I love that book.
Yeah. It's an incredible book. It has nothing to do with video, but it's an incredible book. And my next favorite book that I just discovered is called Lifespan, and it has nothing to do with business. It's about how to beat getting old, aging.
Oh, wow. I've never heard of that.
Yes, it's called Lifespan. It's written by a geneticist / biologist, Dr. David Sinclair. He's a Harvard University professor who has his own lab, and they study how to beat aging, because to him, his theory is that aging is a disease. It's not something that we have to go through. And
I agree with that, though.
Yeah. And he's done a lot of studies. They work with mice in the lab a lot, of course, but they're starting human trials, I think, next year. They have reversed dementia. They have created a younger mind. They have reversed blindness in mice. So, wow. Yeah, and they're talking about, we have our chronological clock, or age, which is whatever age we are, and then we have our we have the biological age and we have the chronological age. So one can be different from the other. Like I can be like 40, 50, 60 years old, but if I'm really healthy, if I'm looking after myself, if I take the right supplements and all that, my real age could be 30 or 40.
Like, you know what, something I discovered was like reverse aging, because with my mom, she went through like a harsh thing, and then she got really, really healthy, and she looks younger now, and she's 66 than she did when she was 40. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah. And like David Sinclair, he teaches you the right supplements that you can take, that they create molecules that help your cells rejuvenate.
Wow.
Which is very, it's very, he has a podcast. He just launched a brand new podcast, but he has so many interviews on YouTube. His podcast is also called Lifespan.
I'm writing it
Yeah,
down.
he just started last week, so there's only one interview, but if you look for him on YouTube, there's so many interviews with him, and it's incredible, like the things you can do with your body and with the right guidance, because a lot of health coaches are giving you, because they're not taught, they're not science people, sometimes they don't give you the right advice, and that's nothing to, I don't want to bang on health coaches, but sometimes you do need to listen to the science behind it.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. Tell everybody how to connect with you and about your program. I know you still got open doors right now.
Yes, I still have open doors right now for the beta. I would love to connect with everyone who wants to learn video and wants to crush it with video marketing. Within my group, it's called Video Marketing Lab. You can find it on Facebook. We're still a very small group. I only started a few weeks ago, and it's going really, really well. And if somebody wants to check out the beta, they can go to becomingomnipresent.com/6 weeks, because the live program is going for 6 weeks, the beta.
And I'm gonna put all her information in the show notes so y'all could just click it.
Excellent. I'm so happy to be able to, pass my message on to your crowd and your audience. And I hope to see a lot of you guys in the group, because it's a lot of fun.
And thank you so much for coming and doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Stop playing at life. Let's go. Hey,
you just listened to Melissa with Stop Playing at Life, because you know damn well you need to go out there and have a life.
Right now's the time. Let's go. Hey.